In the kingdom shrouded by perpetual twilight, whispers of rebellion began to stir within the heart of the oppressed. The tyrant king, whose reign was a tapestry of sorrow woven from the despair of his subjects, sat upon the infamous Throne of Thorns. This seat of power, forged from the collective dread of the realm, was rumored to be both the source and symbol of his unyielding dominion. At the center of the brewing storm stood Aelar, a young scholar with a lineage cloaked in mystery. Aelar discovered an ancient prophecy hidden within the forbidden archives, speaking of a creature of peace that once symbolized the kingdom's golden era, now lost to legend. This creature, the ethereal dove, was said to be the key to dethroning the tyrant, a beacon of hope that could rally the people against their ruler's iron grip. Venturing into the forgotten parts of the kingdom, Aelar sought the wisdom of the Last Whisperers, a secretive sect that communicated with the natural world. The Whisperers revealed that the ethereal dove was not merely a symbol, but a living entity, trapped in a realm beyond the tyrant's reach. To free it, Aelar must retrieve the Shard of Dawn, a mystical artifact capable of tearing the veil between worlds. As Aelar embarked on this perilous quest, allies began to emerge from the shadows. Among them was Lyria, a rogue with a heart as fierce as her blade, and Thane, a disillusioned knight seeking redemption for past atrocities committed in the king's name. Together, they journeyed toward the sunless peaks, where the Shard of Dawn was guarded by the wraiths of twilight, spectral beings whose loyalty to the throne was unbreakable. The journey was fraught with challenges, each step forward a defiance against the desolation that had befallen the land. Yet within each of them burned the spark of revolution, a desire to see the kingdom restored to its former glory. As they neared the sunless peaks, the reality of their quest weighed heavily upon their shoulders. The liberation of the ethereal dove was not merely a step toward dethroning the tyrant, but a symbol of the kingdom's soul, longing to be freed from the chains of despair. As the trio ascended the craggy inclines of the sunless peaks, the air grew thinner, and an eerie silence enveloped them. The wraiths of twilight, guardians of the Shard of Dawn, watched from the shadows, their forms barely discernible against the twilight. Aelar felt the weight of their gazes, a silent judgment cast upon the intentions of their hearts. The prophecy had spoken of trials, not just of bravery, but of purity of purpose. Lyria, ever the pragmatist, suggested they split to mislead the wraiths. "Divide and conquer," she whispered, her voice barely carrying in the thick air. Thane agreed, his loyalty to the quest cementing his resolve. They each took different paths, winding and perilous, leading to the heart of the peaks where the shard awaited, ensconced within a cathedral of ice, its walls shimmering with a light that seemed to pulse with life. Aelar, navigating the treacherous terrain alone, stumbled upon ancient runes etched into the stone. Touching them, visions of the kingdom's past, its glory days under the reign of the ethereal dove, flooded his mind. The pain of the realm's descent into despair was palpable, and Aelar understood the true cost of the tyrant's reign. The runes, a message from the ancients, implored the seeker to remember why the fight against tyranny was paramount. Meanwhile, Lyria encountered a wraith face to face, its spectral hand reaching out to her. Instead of striking, it whispered, "Why do you seek the shard?" Her answer, "To end the suffering," caused the wraith to pause, its form flickering. In that moment, Lyria realized that the wraiths too were bound to the king's will, longing for release from their eternal vigil. Thane's path led him through a blizzard, his vision obscured, save for the faint glow of the shard guiding him forward. Each step was a testament to his unwavering faith in their cause. When he finally reached the Cathedral of Ice, he found Aelar and Lyria already there, their faces lit by the ethereal glow of the shard. Together they approached, ready to claim it, unaware that the true test of their resolve was yet to come. Within the Cathedral of Ice, the air was thick with magic, the Shard of Dawn suspended at its center, casting prismatic light through the icy walls. The beauty of it was breathtaking, yet beneath the surface lurked a palpable tension. Aelar, Lyria, and Thane approached the shard, each step echoing in the vast chamber. As they drew closer, the temperature dropped, a sign of the shard's protective enchantments at work. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled, and from the ice emerged the guardian of the shard, a creature of ice and shadow, its form ever shifting. It spoke in a voice that resonated through the chamber. "Only those pure of heart and intent may claim the Shard of Dawn. Prove your worthiness, or be consumed by the ice from which you tread." The first challenge was Lyria's. Visions of her past misdeeds and the lives she had taken in the name of survival flooded the chamber. She faced them with a steadfast heart, expressing her genuine desire for redemption and a future where her blade served peace. As her resolve shone through, the visions dissipated, and the Guardian nodded in acknowledgement. Thane's trial was next. He was confronted with the specters of his brethren, fallen in battles fought under the tyrant's banner. They accused him of betrayal, but Thane's remorse was sincere. He vowed to dedicate his life to mending the scars of war and standing as a shield for the innocent. His oath, spoken with unwavering conviction, earned him the Guardian's silent approval. Aelar faced the final test. The Guardian delved into the depths of his soul, unearthing his deepest fears. Becoming a tyrant himself, should power corrupt his heart? Aelar's acceptance of his vulnerability and his commitment to ruling with compassion and wisdom melted away the ice, revealing the true essence of leadership. With a solemn nod, the Guardian stepped aside, granting them access to the Shard of Dawn. With the Shard of Dawn secured, Aelar, Lyria and Thane emerged from the cathedral, their spirits buoyed by triumph yet tempered by the journey ahead. The Shard, now bound to Aelar, pulsed with a light that seemed to pierce the perpetual gloom that had settled over the kingdom. As they descended the sunless peaks, the land below seemed to stir, as if awakening from a long slumber. Their return was not unnoticed. Word of their quest had spread, igniting a flicker of hope among the oppressed. Whispers of the Shard's recovery reached the Tyrant King's ears, filling him with a fury that set the castle's very walls to trembling. He summoned his dark enforcers, commanding them to quash the burgeoning rebellion before it could take root. The trio's journey back to the heart of the kingdom was fraught with peril. The king's forces, aware of the Shard's power, sought to intercept them at every turn. It was in these skirmishes that Lyria's strategy, Thane's valor, and Aelar's newfound powers were put to the test. Each victory served to strengthen their resolve and rally more to their cause. As they neared the capital, the landscape transformed. Where once there was desolation, now signs of life began to emerge. The Shard's influence, coupled with the people's growing defiance, was reversing the blight that had suffocated the land. This renewal was not just physical but symbolic, a testament to the kingdom's indomitable spirit. Upon their arrival, they found the capital besieged not by despair, but by a sense of impending change. A covert assembly of those loyal to the cause had gathered, ready to stand against the tyrant. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of the kingdom. As night fell, the Shard of Dawn blazed like a beacon, a signal to all that the final battle was at hand. The night before the battle was a time of quiet resolve. Aelar, Lyria and Thane, surrounded by those who had pledged their allegiance, shared a moment of silence under the stars. The Shard of Dawn, now more than a symbol, pulsed with a light that seemed to echo the heartbeat of the kingdom itself. It was a reminder of all they were fighting for: freedom, justice, and a future unmarred by tyranny. As dawn broke, the Tyrant King, atop the highest tower of his dark fortress, looked upon the gathered forces of rebellion. His eyes, once filled with the confidence of unchallenged power, now betrayed a flicker of doubt. Yet, with the roar of his dark legions, he steeled his resolve. The air crackled with magical energies, and the clash of steel, the battle for the kingdom's soul, had begun. The confrontation was fierce, a maelstrom of chaos and courage. Aelar wielded the Shard's power with a wisdom that belied his years, shielding the innocent and empowering his allies. Lyria's blades danced through the enemy ranks, a whirlwind of defiance and skill, while Thane stood unbreakable, a beacon of strength for all who fought beside him. At the battle's climax, Aelar confronted the Tyrant King. Their clash was epic, a battle of wills as much as strength. The Shard of Dawn shone brightly, its light piercing through the darkness that had enveloped the land. In the end, it was the king's own hubris that led to his downfall, his power unable to withstand the united spirit of a people yearning for freedom. As the tyrant fell, his dark fortress crumbled, the shadows that had choked the kingdom for so long dissipating like mist under the morning sun. The people, once divided by fear and despair, now stood together, their cheers echoing across the liberated lands. A new era dawned, one of peace and prosperity, guided by leaders who had proven their worth in the crucible of rebellion. The Throne of Thorns, once a symbol of oppression, was no more, replaced by a council where all voices could be heard.